And hello, welcome to another scene set in the Big Apple in the World of Darkness. And Sam and Lady Selena are driving off back to Selena's penthouse in the far corners of New York. And our scene begins as they drive towards it, and Sam decides to break out of their loving silence as he says, "So did you enjoy yourself?"
This evening?
Well, I wasn't talking about last year.
She chuckles. Well, I was, until Emily's little outburst.
Didn't know she had daddy issues.
Apparently so. She really needs to calm herself.
She usually is. Never seen her get out of mad before.
Well, she certainly seems to have a temper when her family is mentioned.
Oh well, at least nothing came of it.
No. It could have been a lot worse. But I will be keeping my distance from that one from now on.
Aye, she's usually been so friendly. We're usually pretty tight.
She's not someone I've become at all close to since my arrival in the city.
Aye. Well, you make friends with who you want to make friends with.
And I'm usually so good at it. So, tell me, darling, what have you been up to recently? We don't seem to have seen enough of each other.
No, sorry, I've been planning this whole Utah thing. A lot of bickering going on. Guess it wasn't a good idea to have a warrior, a primogen, and a hound all in the same group. 2 hounds, actually. Damon's, though, which is not helping.
He never does. So, it has been suggested that I come along, and of course I've willingly offered up my assistance. Do you think I can be of any help?
As you say that, Sam parks up by the complex where your penthouse is. And he'll get out of the car and he'll just say, "Well," and he'll open the door and run around and open yours. And as he does, he kind of leans in as he opens the door and says, "I don't think a pretty face like you ever hurt a group."
She'd smile at him as she got out the car and say, but I'm just concerned that I may be a liability if things go wrong. I've heard a lot about the rogue prince of Utah. And, he seems to be a formidable chap, among other things.
I don't want you getting hurt now. Kill my baby.
That would bring a huge grin to her face. And she'd lead the way into the apartment building and into the elevator, press the button for the penthouse.
As he's in the lift, he'll twist around to face her and put his hands around her waist and say, "Coffee?"
Of course. He'd kind of lean against him and just kind of enjoy being with him again.
He tilts her head up and kisses her.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, he tilts her head up and leans in to kiss her.
He could stretch up luxuriously and return his kiss. And as the elevator doors open, she might grab his hand and lead the way into her apartment. So,
Don't worry. Oh, sorry.
No, go on. Go ahead.
He said, oh, if you're letting anyone in Prince Anat get his hands on you.
She kind of turns and to face him and kind of looks at him earnestly and says, but you realize, darling, if I came along, the very nature of me being there might dictate that I flirt with the man.
Maybe, but you don't have to do anything else.
No, of course not. But I just wouldn't want you getting the wrong impression. You know where my heart lies.
I know.
And as they go in, she'd take off her high heels and kind of collapse down onto the sofa.
Sam isn't as good as kicking up his shoes. He makes an earnest effort. He kind of just slips them off, really. And crashes down right next to her.
She snuggles up right next to him and says, do you really think I should come along?
It takes him a while to consider an answer. To be honest, I am quite scared of what could happen to you if you did.
Well, you know, darling, if you'd rather I didn't, I'll accept that. You know, I just want to help.
I know. You wouldn't be out of place if that's what you're wondering.
Well, as I said to Ghost, I shall leave it up to you, capable gentlemen. And if you want me to come along, I'm more than happy to. If not, then I'll just wait here for you and hope you come home safely.
I think you should come along.
You do? She smiles. Then of course I'll be there.
But it'd be so lonely without you.
Well, we wouldn't want that now, would we? And he nuzzles into his neck.
Morale is critical to mission success.
Well, I like to think that I could boost. He leaves it hanging for a second and then says, your morale.
Aye, I'm sure you can.
But There was something else I wanted to run past you. I haven't spoken to our prince as yet, but I'm hoping to receive his permission to form a little coterie.
Oh, congratulations, baby. And he kind of gives you a slight kiss on the lips. It's not deep or passion or anything.
Well, you know the prince wants us all to join coteries or form them, but there doesn't seem to be one that fits me. Well, not one that would allow me to join necessarily. And she gives him a kind of sly look with a smile on her face.
Can't be having that now, can we? Hate for you to feel so left out.
Well, you know me,
At this
darling.
point,
He's what, sorry?
he's kind of he's hugging her quite sensually at this point.
He's enjoying every minute of it. He says, yeah, if the prince gives me permission, I intend to speak to Limey. I think he would suit. I'm going for. As would you yourself.
Don't forget to send me an invite.
I wouldn't dream of forgetting you.
Hard man to forget. At this point, he's kind of nipping at her neck slightly.
Sorry, what did you say?
He's nipping at her neck slightly. His fangs.
She leans her head back, enjoying it. So, I did want to speak to you about something a little more personal.
Go ahead. He kind of keeps nipping at her and kind of almost pushes her back onto the sofa.
She kind of just goes back willingly, pulling him on top of her as she goes. Well, us, darling. Where are we headed with this?
Causes him to stop for a moment. And you kind of roll over so that he's lying next to her. And take her hand. What do you mean?
Well, I just mean I enjoyed the time I spend with you. I'd be lying if I said that you hadn't made a rather large impression on me. But what goes on inside that head of yours? Where do you see this going?
I see this going on for a long time.
Well,
If that's what you want.
Of course, I want nothing else. But I also want to know that you're all mine.
I've almost got it sorted out now. I've got a meeting with the old man, see what I can do.
Well, that's good to hear. as you can see this evening, I like to let people know that I'm yours, that we're together.
Hi, and you're mine.
Well, then it looks like we're on the same page.
Good. I like it when we're on the same page. If nothing else, it tends to boost morale.
She'd chuckle at that. But she says, "So, what do you make of our new arrival?" And she's kind of studying his face, waiting for his reaction.
He rolls back on top of her at this point. Marcavians be Marcavians. She's a Parisian.
You weren't tempted by her pretty face?
No, heavens no. She ain't nothing special. And he's kind of back to nipping at her again.
She seemed satisfied with that answer and kind of wrap her arms around his neck. Just enjoy his attention.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's that's how the kiss feels. It's kind of hard to think, even.
Yeah. She just leans back, kind of arches her back, closes her eyes. Now that her has been abated somewhat.
As she begins to lean back further and arches herself, Sam, at this point, kind of clamps into her more deeply.
Her fingers are in his hair, and she just kind of pull him closer.
He slips off her dress and almost tears his off. It's hard to unbutton your shirt, really, in this position.
She would help him remove it.
It's kind of hard to. He's got his teeth stuck in you.
Well, as much as she's able to. But that's just in a whole little world of pleasure.
Yeah, it's a process that takes much longer than either one has patience for.
Is he drinking from her or just biting her?
No, he's just biting her.
Okay. Just checking.
Nah. He kind of switches just between clamping in certain places and then nipping her again. He's very, very surprised Selena herself is just on the receiving end and isn't as proactive as she was before.
She just enjoys the attention for a while, and then she'd kind of start nipping back and being more proactive.
And we end yet another Selena Sam scene with world rocking. Thank you both. Thank you both for playing. Thank you viewers for watching. See you next time.